Hey, good morning everybody. Happy Monday. And we're working on our math lesson 7.1. So today you need your whiteboards and your journal will be on page 219. Now today's topic is volume. What is volume? Well, volume is the amount of space that liquid takes up in a jar, in a container. So I colored this water blue so that you'd be able to see it a little bit better. So volume is how much water, blue water, is in this pitcher. I don't know. That's what we're going to learn about today. So the first thing I want you to do, third graders, is take that whiteboard. And I have 4 items. I have a red vase. I have a mason jar, and that one's kind of clear, so it's hard to see. And I'll line them up by each other. I have a little plastic bowl that you maybe would get on the lunch line. And then I stole Mrs. Zacker's kind of coffee mug because I thought it was really cute. Isn't that cute, decorative? Yeah, it's pink, you know. All right, so I have these 4 containers here in front of me. On your whiteboards, I want you to figure out, make a prediction, make a guess, which one do you think will have the most volume? So hit pause and make your prediction. Okay, welcome back. I don't know what y'all decided, but we're going to look at them now and decide, well, which one does have the most volume, and we're going to try to figure that out together. So I have a little tub here that's going to collect the water because I'd hate to spill it on the floor, so I'll put that behind there. Now, how could we do that? How could we find out which one can hold the most water? Well, the only way we can do that is if we have what's called a beaker. Okay, these are called beakers. So this one right here is 1,000 milliliters. And 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. So if you look at the side, it goes up by hundreds. 100, 200, 300, 400, all the way up to 1,000. And again, 1,000 is a liter. Now to make you think about that a little more, I don't know if you've ever bought a 2-liter bottle of pop, one of those 2-liter bottles. That would be 2 of these containers of water or pop would fit into that 2-liter bottle. Now there's other containers too. This is a beaker that is a 500 milliliter beaker. Does anyone know how many of these would fit into here? How many 500 milliliters would fit into 1,000? Yeah, you guessed it, 2. And we could do that if we wanted to. 2 would fit. I have a few other ones in case we need to do a little bit smaller. This one is 100 milliliters, and this one's even 50 milliliters. So 2 of these would fit into there if we were to pour them in, right? Now, how many 100 milliliters would fit into the 1,000? I wish I could see your hands all raising up, or I wish I could see Eli smile. Yeah, anybody? I bet Ella would know. She's going to tell you 10. 10 100 milliliters would fit into the 1 liter or 1,000 milliliter container. All right, so how are we going to figure out which container holds the most? Well, we're going to fill the container, and then we're going to measure how much water it held. All right, so let's start with the red vase. We're going to fill this red vase up. I'm going to get my thing because I don't want to spill. So we're going to fill the red vase up with the blue water. And then we're going to measure it, and we're going to figure out how many milliliters fit into there. So it's pretty full. Okay. So I'm going to get my liter, and we're going to dump the blue water that filled the vase into my liter. Oh, look at that. And we're going to see. Okay, so the red vase held about 300 milliliters of water. I don't know, will that be enough to be the most? Let's find out. So I'm not going to wasteful. I'm going to put that there. And you know what? Because I'm getting old and forgetful, right, Ethan? Make a joke of me. I'm going to put 300 milliliters equaled the red vase. All right. Let's try this mason jar now. So we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fill up the mason jar. There we go. It's getting filled up. Woo! And we're going to see see how much the mason jar could hold. So I have my same liter. We'll fill that in there. Oh, I don't know, third graders. Let's take a look. It's between the 400 and the 500. What is between the 400 and the 500? Viviana? You got it right, yeah. 450. So 450 milliliters equaled the mason jar. Fantabulous. All right, so if you pick the mason jar, you're in the lead right now. I don't know if you're gonna win, but that's in the lead right now if you pick that mason jar. So we'll pour that water back in. Now let's take the styrofoam cup. Same thing, we're gonna pour the blue water into the cup. Oh, there we go, I don't want to spill over. It's a cup or a bowl? Oh, whatever. All right, let's pour it in there. Oh no, look at that. It's hard to see, but it's 200 milliliters. So the mason, or the bowl held 200 milliliters. So the bowl held 200 milliliters. We've got one left. We've got Mrs. Zacker's pretty pink cup. Now don't drink this because it's food coloring. That'd be kind of gross. Well, would it? I don't know. No, don't drink it. Not a smart thing. I'm filling up her cup. Oh, I don't know. Oh, it's gonna overflow. All right, let's dump that cup in. I'm doing pretty good. I don't think I've made a mess yet. Oh my goodness. Wait till you see this. Let's take a peek. Oh, it's between the 500 and the 600. It's really close to the 600 actually. You know, it is a hair below the 600. So we're going to call this the 600. So the pretty cup had 600 milliliters, and that was Mrs. Zacker's cup. So when we look at our end results, I don't know if any of you got it right, but the cup held the most volume of blue dyed water. The cup had 600. The bowl had the smallest amount of volume. Okay? The blue bowl had the smallest amount of volume. So give yourself a hand if you got the cup. So now, third graders, I want you to take a look at page 219 in your journal. And you get to do this one on your own today. And I'll read the directions, and then I'll have to say goodbye for today. So that's our math lesson. Pretty simple, huh? If you could have your parents take a picture of it and send it to me on the Remind, then I can give you a grade for it. Eventually, I'll be doing Google Classroom, and you can record it there, but we haven't quite figured that out yet. So we're looking at these jars, and it wants you to tell us which jar is the tallest, which is the widest. Okay, I think you'll be able to figure that out. But the question that's going to be hard, this challenge question today, is this one. If it takes 6 jar Ds to fill jar A, so that means that 6 of these are going to fill A. It takes 1.5 Ds to fill 1 jar B. So 1.5 Ds. And it takes 5 Ds to fill jar C. Which jar has the most volume? Don't forget to explain your thinking. How do you know? How do you know that? That's it. Volume, the amount of liquid that a container can hold. We'll see you guys tomorrow.